religion to infiltrate societies. That's what I'm taking it is, you know?
And there's another thing we need to talk about, and that thing is about the global GDP. What is the contribution of 1.5 billion Muslims to the global GDP? It's less than 7%.
Right.
They have not produced even 10 laureates, 10 Nobel laureates till now. There is no Muslim scientist. You won't find a Muslim astronaut.
Wow.
These people, after reading their books, they go brain dead.
Yeah.
It's like zombies. They work like them.
Yes. And also I blame their tyrannical governments that enslaves them with the Quran. They use the Quran as handcuffs, and it totally brainwashes them and handcuffs them from being free to be the best they could be. They are slaves to this book, and that's what's sad. They don't see it.
Yeah, and the name Abdullah, if you look at the name Abdullah, Abd means slave in Arabic, and Allah means Allah. Abdullah means slave of Allah. In Christianity, Christians believe that they are sons and daughters of God. But in Islam, it's just opposite of it. They are slave of God.
Slave of Allah, huh? And that the Fort Hood terrorist, Hassan, he had on one of his cards, SOA, and that was Soldier of Allah.
Absolutely correct.
Interesting. You know, one more thing. I know what I wanted to bring up here. I saw on your website you have a slogan, and it says, it haunts you all the time. Could you translate that? What's that mean? Haskar Laya Ha Pakistan, Ladka Lenge Hinduistan? I'm sorry. That's with the New York accent.
The state of Pakistan, I'm translating it. The state of Pakistan was bound to happen in 1930. There was a revolution passed and which declared that Pakistan would be formed in the near future. And Pakistan was formed on the basis of population, on the basis of demography. Where there are Muslims in majority, the entire part was supposed to be created as a Muslim nation. And they suffered minimum damage in forming Pakistan. So that's why they said, Haskar liya hai Pakistan. Haskar liya hai Pakistan. It means that they laughed. They were laughing when they took Pakistan.
Wow.
And ladkar lenge Hindustan. It means they will fight and they will take India. Hindustan, ladkar lenge. That means they will fight and they will take India. They were laughing when they took Pakistan.
Wow, okay. I didn't know. All right. But you know what? I want to ask you now, if you had a message, this is interesting, I'm curious what you would say to the American people about Islam and waking up to the threat of Islam and Sharia. What would you say to the American people now that you have the floor right now? What would you say to them?
The first thing is look Islam and all the activities with eyes open and rationality. Look at the Quran with rationality. There are 20,000 Americans who are converting to Islam every year. Either those people are naive about the situation or they are intensely coward.
Yeah.
So we need to make people realize that if the entire world becomes Muslim, that's not going to solve the problem. We are having excellent examples in front of us. We are having Sudan, the Darfur area. We are having Mogadishu, Somalian region. We are having Afghanistan. We are having Algeria, Bosnia. All those areas who are 100% Muslim, is there peace? We need to ask questions to these people who are converting to Islam so rapidly, who are willingly, laughingly accepting Islam, even in US and even in India.
Yeah.
The problem here is the most important problem here is this, that in Islam, small children are sent to madrasa and that is the only knowledge they gain. So the mind of the child is like a clay. You can mold it in any way you want. It is lacking rationality.
Right.
But all those adults, yeah.
Right, we see all of these videos of little children the Palestinian children being brainwashed, calling Jews pigs. A 3-year-old little girl calling Jews pigs, and they're brainwashing the youth to become little terrorists and bomb machines. Suicide bombers, and you know what it is? Liberals they're not liberals anymore. They've been hiding behind the word liberal for too long. The American left-wing communist is going to be in for a rude surprise when their kids are going to be subjected to this brainwashing and terror. If they allow this to keep happening.
Absolutely correct. Even in Afghanistan, even in Iran, Iraq, the female womb, the womb of the lady is most important tool of the jihadis. The population, they multiply in such a way. They have made a weapon. The womb of the female has become a weapon for Muslims. They can go on increasing population without being in conflict. And after they are in good proportion, then they start the conflict. It is mentioned in Surah Muhammad, that is chapter number 47 and verse number 35. It is clearly mentioned that you have to wait till you get power. And once you get power, you don't call for peace, you don't cry for peace. You just finish and slay the enemy. So this is happening in Europe.
Oh, yeah.
The recent estimate is of 51 million Muslims in Europe.
Oh.
They are planning it to make Eurasia.
Yes. Oh, yeah, they infiltrate, and like you're saying, they infiltrate, and then they don't contribute. They just take from society to drain the resources of local governments and the economic systems, because they want to drain it, and plus they also try and get seats in office, political power, so this way they can push their agenda, and plus any left wingers will gladly assist them. Socialists. That's why the socialists in Europe love Obama, because they're socialists like him, and they want the United States and capitalism. This is a war against capitalism too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Steve, what we really need are courageous and bold people who are willing to sacrifice their career, who are willing to sacrifice their lives, who are willing to make effort to bring a change in the world.
Right.
Soon there would be a new reality, and that is nuclear jihad. People are so naive, people are so unaware of it. These bombings, which are killing 100, 200, 500 people, would be replaced by nuclear jihad.
Well, yes, I agree. The nuclear jihad, and let me tell you, I live in New York City. I'm sure we're going to be a target, especially with they want to put the 9/11 trials on in New York City. Nuclear jihad is a very big reality, and you're really only the first person I heard ever use that term, and it's very true. Right.
And the most important material, you can name it a dirty bomb. The dirty bomb is made out of nuclear waste. And you don't have to buy a nuclear bomb. You can just use the dirty bomb to spread the radioactivity.
Yes.
And it is very effective and very dangerous. It is next to you can say about the sarin gas. It is more powerful than sarin gas. In India last year, we unfoiled a terrorist plan. They had purchased 100 kg of potassium cyanide, and they were planning 1 kg of potassium cyanide in every housing apartment, in every housing building of Hindus. So they were planning to bring 100 Hindu buildings down by using potassium cyanide in water tanks.
Wow.
In water tanks.
Oh.
So the thing is this, the element of surprise is in the hands of the jihadis, because they know when to target. They know when you are sleeping, and that would be the time they would target us. So all the time when we would be in defense, we would be getting the slap after slap. We need to be offensive against them.
You know, and sir, have you ever heard...
Being offensive...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, being offensive against Muslims doesn't mean that you have to offer billions and billions of dollars in aid to Musharraf or Jardari. That's not going to help. It's like financing our own destruction.
You know, you just made me think of something sort of a little different. The Bhutto assassination, what do you feel was the real motive behind the Bhutto assassination? Benazir
Bhutto was